I'm just out of a relationship with someone that lasted over a year and we met through a dating app. However, I'm never returning to a dating app ever again. I mean, what if I told you that dating apps are no different from predatory mobile games? That they deploy the exact same manipulative and destructive tactics? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but trust me, it'll become so apparent later. Dating apps are on the rise, but people are still trying to search for their princess who will pick up the phone. Who do we?
Princess, please answer the phone immediately. This is your daddy calling.
But is this really the best thing we have to offer for dating in today's landscape? I mean, it's either this or a million beers, and one of those options sounds really enticing right now. Today is a person who's experienced both the benefits and trenches of dating apps. We're going to be reviewing every aspect of these apps and the hidden effect they might have on you. So let's just swipe right into this. I'm sorry. Welcome everyone. If you're a returning Limo B-enjoyer, you just got cat kissed. Speaking of kissing, let's say you wanted to kiss someone or potentially show them your collection of €0 notes, or yeah, just be romantically interested in someone. At today's age, it can be a difficult task to go ahead and do that. There's so many different factors that apply to people that make it difficult to find that person. Maybe you lack confidence, maybe you're introverted, maybe you play League of Legends, maybe you're asexual shit like, I don't know man. But for whatever reason you might have, it becomes easy to see why dating apps are appealing in terms of finding that person. It's a load of people from your area who are looking for something at least intimate, and it skips the process of finding out if they find you attractive or not with the whole matching system. I mean, everyone comes to dating apps with a different purpose. Maybe you want a hookup, maybe you want a wife, maybe you want me. Well, whatever you want, dating apps try to make that easier for you. Now, before we get into this, I want to clarify I am a heterosexual man, and this is based on my own experience and research I've done online. I've also, though, spoke to women. So let's start at the beginning when you're just a little juvenile in the dating app world. The first thing you'll notice after joining a dating app and setting up is that it can be hard to get the conversation rolling on these apps. Trying to get that ball rolling got me like Sisyphus. However, I'm getting ahead of myself. The first thing you'll actually do is start swiping, and quite quickly you notice, wow, I'm completely addicted to swiping. So how do they get you hooked on swiping? What is it that makes this so addicting? And no, it's not fucking Fent. Look, you're not going to believe me, but this is all sort of linked to Raid Shadow Legends. Speaking of Raid Shadow Legends, I want to thank them for not sponsoring today's video. Did I get you? I have a problem, and that's how do I group these dating apps without just calling them dating apps, as that got really repetitive and annoying. So Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Hingbum, Tingbum, Timble. Okay, yeah, Timble. We're gonna go with Timble. So when I say Timble, it's Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble combined. We're talking about dating apps. Okay, so when you make your first Timble account, you'll swipe a bunch, and Timble will sort of make a profile of what I think your type is from these swipes. For Minecraft YouTubers, this can be hard, as fortunately, there's no kids allowed on these apps. Anyway, once they gather who you kind of are and what you'll like, you'll head on to bed, and then you'll hopefully wake up the next morning to a handful of likes, maybe 8 or so, and a little match here and there. Woohoo! Progress. You'll have your human Bowser in no time. Let's say you don't really hit it off with any of your first few matches. I mean, you're just new to this whole Timble thing, right? You're bound to fumble the bag, so you have to go back and keep swiping. You do this for the next few days and notice your matches are decreasing. But the experience on Timble is still deteriorating even further than this. You're starting to have to swipe more and more to find the women you're actually compatible with, because your matches have slowed down and you're finding less women you like. All of a sudden, that match notification is a cause of celebration when you haven't even talked to them. Literally like Clash of Clans. We're in the beginning of Clash of Clans, everything builds really quick and is super nice. Now all of a sudden, one thing costs an arm and a leg and it takes 4,000 years to build. And that's when, ladies and gentlemen, they get you. So why does this happen? Is it by design, or is it just running out of people to show you? The thing is, and this might be hard to believe, Timble actually does hide the people you're most compatible with. I know, this sounds insane. It actively does the opposite of what it's supposed to do. But you'll see that it actually makes a lot of sense as to why they would do this, and I even have some proof of my own account. It's also not the only thing that goes against the principle of a dating app that they do. When you're swiping, they make the gap between you finding a woman you might be interested in bigger by filling the in-between with incompatible women. The first reason they do this is for monetary gain. See, on dating apps, you have a certain amount of likes every day. You stupid little idiot. Why would you have unlimited on a dating app for finding love? This is by design, as it would cost them nothing to give you more likes. It's just like putting in a number. Now, there's a few reasons reasons as to why this is so just hang on a second. Men tend to be less picky when they're swiping right on people. You know, us men, when we want to show someone our 0 notes, we just want to show it to everyone. So we swipe right on a lot of more people, which means we do tend to waste a few more of these likes on people that we're not actually that interested in and wouldn't really pursue. And that's also amplified because now you're getting shown more people that you actually aren't compatible with or interested in, so you're going to waste even more likes. And this means you're going to have less success with your matches, and also means you're going to go through those precious likes quicker than my cat through chicken. It's pretty fast. She really likes chicken. But oh no! You just ran out of likes and coincidentally, someone's on your feed who really interests you. Oh well, I guess I'll come back tomorrow when my likes have refilled. You, my son, have just fallen into their trap. You know when I mentioned it's like our not sponsors Raid Shadow Legends earlier? Well, this is actually the very first aspect of it without you even realizing. And this is getting you to come back daily and making this app a part of your routine/life. This is just like a daily login bonus where, oh, if you come back tomorrow, you'll get 5 bajillion gems in Raid Shadow Legends. But here, it's actually a whole ass woman instead. Man, they should offer women as login bonuses more often. It's a funny thought. Okay, like imagine, day 1, magic sword. Day 2, Emily, 20 kilometers away. Like what? Also, it's always when you're out of likes that someone who really fits you will pop up, and it's more proof that they hide these people from you until the right moments. Why is it so vile for these apps to be part of your daily routine though? Like, why does Tinder want me to be on it every day? Well, it means you're going to spend more time on the app and then be more inclined to spend money on the app as well, making it hard to leave the app then out of routine as it's just part of what you do now. Yeah, I like to do gaming, gardening, movies, and intensive Timble swiping every day. That would sound like abhorrent to someone who hasn't like watched this video and doesn't know the context of Timble. Speaking of spending money on this app, there's also another option instead. And that's to buy a €7 per week subscription to actually be able to like that girl that you saw when you ran out of likes. And this is quite predatory as it's taking advantage of your FOMO, fear of missing out on this girl, because what if she's gone tomorrow? You gotta buy this now and ignore the fact you're spending double a Netflix subscription every month on Timble. And if that hasn't spelled it out for you, women are literally the product of dating apps. Like, they're extorting men over women, and women have no idea about this. Timble is actually trying to sell a chance of with these women to you, which sounds so fucking crazy to say, but I'm not even wrong. This is a literal fucking loot box gambling mechanic in Tinder. Oh, limited time offer, a potential chance of this woman maybe liking you. And the best thing is, there's no fucking odds because this is all up to chance and type and everything. You could pay for this and still get rejected by that girl you just bought a subscription for. It's literally gambling on someone liking you back. If there were not women on Timble, ignoring the LGBT community of course, the apps would completely fall apart as they'd have no purpose to their customers, which are mostly and mainly men. This raises the question then, why do people continue and put up with these apps? I mean, if this is making you frustrated by not finding good matches and requiring daily work to do an upkeep, like it's a fucking 9-to-5 job, and is clearly trying to funnel you to pay as much money as possible, why are people still arsed with Tumble? Tumble guys? I even asked you guys in a poll and the majority of yous said that Timble is not useful. So what is it? Well, that thing of matches becoming less frequent is what some of the most predatory mobile games do, where it's really easy and nice in the beginning until you hit a brick wall, and what's used to be expected is now seen as a major win. It's called hacking your dopamine cycle to make you addicted to the rush of a match. It's literally gamifying finding love, making it akin to a mobile game. Oh, you want to see who likes you? Something that should be available information on a dating app for free as its entire purpose? $180 subscription please, and your testicles. Timble, by doing the opposite of what its intention is, has created a frustration in using its app, but they tread the line of the frustration being too much to handle just so that you keep using and hopefully pay to get rid of that frustration. Also, a whole nother thing is, which is quite like sad to think about, is the fear of being alone and single for people is greater than the frustration caused by these apps, and this is what Timble uses to its full advantage. I mean, with these apps you're at least making an effort to find a partner rather than not at all without Timble, and that brings up another topic. What do these systems enable and how can it be detrimental for mental health? There's some serious side effects of mixing the love drug with gotcha fucking mobile games.
I often think about swiping when I'm doing something else.
I just have to keep swiping. There's no other way.
Before we properly move on, I gotta be a man of my word and provide some proof for what I've said in regards to them hiding people who you're generally interested in, so here's some counts of my experience. So the first thing I found in my experience was that people who subscribed and liked my videos were the hottest people alive, and that someone who can rizz me up in the comments will feature in the next video. Anyway, after my ex and I broke up, I downloaded Hinge. Not too long after, because honestly I was bored. I matched with a girl within my first 3 matches who, I shit you not, was insanely compatible with me. We got along well, showed each other our 0 notes and messaged a lot, but things died down for unknown reasons. But I never matched with a girl like that again on the app. It became annoying and I did find myself using the app more to try and find another person like her, but I couldn't find them. And it's not like, oh, they don't exist, like, oh, she was a 1 in a bajillion, bro, you don't understand. No, it's just clear that because we texted a lot on the app and got along, that it learned my type and begun hiding that type of person from me. I also coincidentally met my ex for the first time with my first 3 matches on Timble, which was before it even learned my type, so that's how I got success on the app. It also doesn't help their case when an app designed to be deleted has a 6-month, $3 gazillion subscription service. You should hopefully not need a subscription for that long, right? Like, by judging by my upload schedule, I'd have 2 uploads by the time it expires, and that is saying a lot. Timble purposely makes it hard to find your person. When they're not straight up hiding them from you, it can still be difficult. Timble's profiles are purposely generally shallow, and that's kind of by design. For example, on Tinder, the person's appearance is big front and center, and you have a little tiny box to write a line or 2 about yourself because no one's reading a paragraph. It's like those Twitch streamers who have like 1 pixel of gameplay and the rest is a ass and boobs cam, and then this encourages people to quickly go through these profiles and not really take anything in, and it makes it hard to gauge what kind of person someone is and if you like their personality. You might, unbeknownst to you, swipe left on someone's profile because their account screams live, laugh, love, and I like long walks on the beach, when in reality that could have been your soulmate. Okay, well, maybe not that far, but you get my point. But let's say you do find someone with an interesting profile. Maybe they too like 0 notes and you guys match. Well, it's time to start a conversation. But there's a number of factors that are going to make this hard for you. It ain't easy, partner. You're immediately fighting an uphill battle here, but why is this and how is this so? I mean, it's just 2 people who like each other matching. Surely both parties would be equally putting in the same amount of effort and respect for each other, right? That would happen if dating apps were balanced, but unfortunately, there hasn't been any patch notes or bug fixes and this shit is broken. One thing you probably already know is that 75% of Timble's user bases are men. This means that the other 25% are women/other. This means that for every 3 men, there's at least 1 girl, and for every 2 girls, there's at least 1 cup. That means women receive 3 times the attention and likes compared to 1 man. Well, that's not even the case, as it's more. See, men and women have different tendencies on dating apps, as I mentioned earlier, as men tend not to be picky, as they like about 62% of all profiles that they see. However, women on the other hand are much more selective and they like about 5%. This means that women in general have a far greater amount of likes versus men. This clearly favors women, and whilst this isn't inherently a bad thing, as it allows women more choice in who they can talk to, it leads to some problems. As a man, you might have 3 to 4 ongoing conversations or matches at one time. If we take the results from when I talk to my women friends and using the maths here, it means that women could have about 15 to 20 ongoing matches at one time. That's a very big contrast to the man's experience. But what does this even mean? If you have less people to talk to as a man, it means you can hone in your energy and focus. It means that these 3 to 4 matches you have, you can kind of give it your all and really try and sell yourself to them. However, the problem arises when you realize women have 5 times the amount of people to talk to. Quite simply, your energy will not be reciprocated. Women are spread more thin on dating apps as they have many more people to talk to, and then they have to try and narrow it down to focusing on only a few people, which I'll get onto a little bit more later, but this is the initial issue. You might be giving your all to this girl, bringing out all the Riz lines and again, haha, same in response. It can be quite damaging to your self-esteem and make you doubt if you're good enough. Like, what am I saying or doing wrong that isn't making this interesting enough or getting her attention? When in reality, this would be a perfectly normal conversation to have in person. Like, imagine 20 dudes standing around a girl trying to talk and she has to go one by one and respond, or or not respond, as it's a very difficult task. This is like the real life equivalent of 20 dudes trying to show off how many chairs they can lift at once in primary school to one girl. Someone is bound to get hurt. The result of this is damaging to men's mental health, but it's not only that. It changes how you interact with women. You begin really trying to sell yourself, overthinking the best first message to send to them, and you try and hide any imperfections as much as possible. And the bottom line here is it doesn't allow you to be yourself. You're pretending to be perfect, an always interesting person when us humans aren't that. You try and meet an unrealistic expectation that can't be met, and it isn't women's fault for this, as it's by design from the app with the shallow profiles and all the fucking gacha mobile games. And that's why the little things and like little mess ups can get picked up on, because Timble enables this by providing so many options, and a woman might end with you because just over something small that she didn't really like. And it probably also has something to do with the 13 bodies in your basement, but whatever. They're encouraged to be cutthroat, as, oh well, there's always someone else who will come along. Whilst this can be a good thing for women, as it means they're going to find someone they like, they still have to go through a whole talent show process of finding someone. My women friends also said they really struggle to connect with people when they're talking to them, likely because of the huge amount of people. They have to know the man's intentions and try and find out if they actually like the man then as well. They said chats are often just one-day texts and never become anything more, and it can be quite frustrating experience for women too. They even said it feels more like a game, hint hint nudge nudge, than actually looking for a partner. The sort of reverse then can happen for men too. Men can become so desperate or feel undervalued, when a girl eventually likes them back, they will just accept it and run and not rethink, oh, do I like this girl? Is she healthy for me? What prestige is she in Black Ops 2 or whatever? But Timble doesn't really care about this imbalanced power dynamic on Timble, as it makes guys pay the big bucks to try and get over the system. I mean, there was a whole ELO system, like it's fucking ranked Valorant, where bare performing, a fancy way of saying attractive, men got shown more to women to keep them satisfied on the app. Apparently these systems have either been toned down or disabled in recent times, so at least that's something. But yet, dating apps still do work. I mean, I had over a year-long relationship due to one. But I had stopped caring about all that stuff of trying to be perfect, and I literally started being myself, not worrying if I was keeping it interesting or not, and said that's a girl's problem if she wants to cut me off for who I am. But with all those reasons I listed out earlier, I just find it so intensely tiring to go through such a long and tedious process all over again. Everyone wishes that finding that person could be easier, and whilst dating apps can somewhat ease that process, they do have their trade-offs as well, and you have to recognize that. But I feel the organic way of meeting people in real life, or just anywhere not a dating app, even on fucking Discord, will always work out better and will be a healthier process for both ends of the party. I want to take back my Discord statement. I know, don't meet someone on Discord. But in real life, you can still comfortably be yourself, and I'm aware that people are also trying to sell themselves and trying to act perfect for women in real life. But whilst they might try and hide it, in person, your imperfections will always show. But I find that to be the great part. You don't have to worry about hiding them, your imperfections. And if someone likes you for your imperfect self, then that's perfect within itself. Holy shit, Shakespeare, I am coming for your ass. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like my video about the secret side of YouTubers. And if you ever want to tip me, guys, I have a new Ko-Fi page, so you can coffee, I don't know, you can check that out. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.